I was sitting in my cap and gown, surrounded by cheering families staring at two empty seats. My phone buzzed. Mom's text. "Sorry, honey, can't make it. Your sister's engagement party planning ran late. You understand, right?" They called my name. I walked across that stage completely alone. But when I reached the other side, someone was waiting. And what they told me changed everything. My name is Emma. I'm 22 years old, and I just graduated summa cum laude in education from State University. Top of my class. First person in my entire extended family to finish college. I worked 2 jobs to get there, waitressing at a diner and tutoring high schoolers on weekends. My parents didn't contribute $1. Not because they couldn't. They just had other priorities. My younger sister Brianna is 20. She's the pretty one, the social one, the one who got everything handed to her. New car at 16. Spring break trips to Cancun. Full sorority dues paid without question. I never complained. I thought if I just worked hard enough, got good enough grades, proved myself, they'd finally see me. They'd finally show up. This graduation was supposed to be that moment. If you've ever been pushed aside by family, subscribe right now and tell me where you're watching from. Because I need you to understand something. I wasn't bitter toward Brianna. I loved my sister. I just desperately wanted my parents to show up for me once. Just once. I kept telling myself I didn't need them there. But that text? It shattered me. Let me back up 2 weeks. I was home for dinner, sitting at the kitchen table with my parents. "So, graduation's May 14th, I said. "Ceremony starts at 10. I reserved 2 seats for you guys." Mom glanced up from her phone. "Of course we'll be there, sweetie." She was scrolling through Instagram. Didn't even look at me. Dad grunted from the couch, eyes glued to the TV. That was it. That was the extent of their excitement. 4 years of work, 4 years of sacrifice, and I got a distracted "of course" and a grunt. But I told myself it was fine. They'd show up when it mattered. 1 week before graduation, everything changed. Brianna came home and announced she was engaged. To Trevor. Wealthy family, finance job, the whole package. My parents exploded with joy. Champagne popped. Facebook posts went up immediately. Mom called every relative we had. Suddenly, graduation weekend became complicated. Suddenly, there were scheduling conflicts. Brianna's engagement party planning took over the entire house. I tried to help. "I can handle some of the planning," I offered. "That way you guys can still make it to both." Mom sighed, a heavy, exhausted sigh. "Emma, don't be selfish. This is your sister's moment." I stared at her. "I've been working toward this for 4 years. Brianna rolled her eyes. "Come on, Em. You're literally just walking across a stage. I'm starting my entire life. Just walking across a stage. 4 years of work. Of late nights and early mornings and living on ramen so I could afford textbooks, reduced to just walking across a stage. The day before graduation, I was at final rehearsal. That's when the text came. "Sorry, honey, can't make it. Your sister's engagement party planning ran late. You understand, right?" I called her. She picked up, and I heard bridal boutique music in the background. Brianna's laughter, bright and carefree. "Mom," I said. "It's tomorrow. The ceremony's tomorrow." "I know, sweetie, but this is important. You're independent, Emma. You've never needed us like Brianna does. You'll be fine." Brianna's voice, distant but clear. "Tell her we'll take her to dinner next week or something." I hung up, sat alone in my tiny apartment. Told myself I was fine. Then I opened Facebook. There it was. A photo. My parents, dressed up, beaming at a champagne brunch. Brianna in the center, glowing. Scheduled for the exact same time as my graduation ceremony. They didn't just skip it. They deliberately chose the other event. The caption, "Celebrating our baby girl's big day." I closed the app, turned off my phone, and cried until I couldn't anymore. Graduation morning, I woke up to chaos. I'd unmuted the family group chat by accident. It was exploding with photos. Brianna's engagement brunch, mimosas in crystal glasses, a balloon arch spelling out, "She said yes." My parents in matching outfits, beaming like they'd won the lottery. Aunt Carol commented, "This is gorgeous. Where's Emma?" Mom's reply, "Oh, she's got her college thing today. She's fine on her own. She's always been independent." College thing. 4 years of my life, 4 years of sacrifice, reduced to 3 casual words. I muted the chat again, got dressed in silence. My hands shook so badly I could barely pin my cap on straight. The ceremony was held in the outdoor stadium, families everywhere, taking photos, holding flowers, waving signs with their graduate's name on them. I sat next to my friend Jessica. Her whole family had shown up, parents, grandparents, little brother holding a balloon. Jessica's mom noticed me sitting alone. "Honey, where are your people?" I forced a smile. "Family emergency. They couldn't make it." Her face fell. "Oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry." The pity in her eyes made it worse. So much worse. I heard whispers nearby, a family glancing at me, leaning together. Poor thing. Imagine having nobody here. The quiet humiliation burned deeper than any shout. When they called my name, I stood, walked across that stage, smiled for the strangers taking photos, shook hands with the dean, accepted my diploma, and felt absolutely nothing. After the ceremony, I checked my phone. The group chat had updated. Brianna posted a selfie with our parents. Caption, "My whole world." I finally broke. Texted, "Mom, privately. I graduated summa cum laude today. Top of my class. Thought you'd want to know." Her reply came fast. "That's wonderful, sweetie. So proud. We'll celebrate this weekend, promise." My fingers trembled as I typed, "You celebrated Brianna this morning." During my ceremony, 3 dots appeared. Then, "Don't be bitter, Emma. Jealousy isn't a good look on you." I stared at the message, didn't respond, just turned off my phone completely. Jessica's mom touched my shoulder. "Come take photos with us, sweetheart." They insisted I join every picture. Jessica's little brother handed me his balloon. Her mom whispered, "You earned this. Don't let anyone take it from you." A classmate, Miguel, noticed me struggling. "You good, Em?" I steadied myself. "I will be." At the reception, Dr. Helen Cartwright pulled me aside. She'd been my mentor professor for 3 years. "Emma, we need to talk about New Zealand." She led me to a quiet hallway away from the crowd. "You've been stalling on the fellowship paperwork," she said gently. "Is it because of them?" I felt my throat tighten. The fellowship. I'd been accepted into an international teaching program 4 months ago, one of only 12 recipients worldwide. Full funding, living stipend, placement at a prestigious school in Auckland. It was a career-launching opportunity, the kind that changes lives. I hadn't told my family, because I knew they wouldn't care. But I'd been hesitating on the acceptance paperwork. Part of me still hoped. Still thought maybe if I stayed close, they'd finally see me. I just thought, maybe if I stayed, I whispered. Dr. Cartwright's eyes softened. "You can't wait forever for people to see what's right in front of them." She handed me her business card with a number written on the back. "That's the program director. Call her tonight. You have 48 hours to confirm." What they didn't know was that I'd already built a future they couldn't touch, and I had 48 hours to decide if I was brave enough to take it. That evening, I video called Ms. Reeves, the fellowship program director. She walked me through logistics. Departure in 3 weeks. Teaching 5th grade English. Furnished apartment in Auckland with a harbor view. Your application essay moved us all, Emma, she said. Your students will be incredibly lucky. For the first time in years, I felt seen. Actually, seen. Dr. Cartwright joined the call. I've taught for 23 years, she said. You're the hardest worker I've ever seen. This is your moment. Take it. My voice shook. What if I'm making a mistake? The only mistake, Dr. Cartwright said firmly, is sacrificing your dreams for people who don't see them. Meanwhile, the family group chat exploded again. Brianna's engagement party announcement, $15,000 budget, 150 guests, country club venue. Mom tagged me. You'll help set up, right? Day before, they just assumed. Assumed I was unemployed, aimless, available. Assumed I had nothing better to do than serve them. I didn't respond for hours. Brianna texted privately. Don't make this weird, Em. You're stressing Mom out. I finally found my voice. I needed you today. All of you. And you didn't show up. Her reply. Oh my God, you're being so dramatic. It's literally just a graduation. I'm getting married. I typed one line. Right. Just a graduation. That night, I signed the fellowship acceptance paperwork, sent it off. Dr. Cartwright emailed me an hour later. Welcome to the program. I'm so proud of you. I cried reading those words. They meant everything. The next morning, Mom called. So, about the party setup, can you come Thursday to help with chairs and table settings? Her tone was casual, expectant, like my time meant nothing. I took a breath. Actually, I need to talk to the family. Can we meet for dinner? A pause. Fine, but make it quick. We have cake tasting at 7. I met them at our regular diner 2 days later, neutral ground. I brought a manila folder with the fellowship documents inside, sat across from them in the booth, folded my hands on the table. I have something to tell you. Dad barely looked up from his phone. What's up, kiddo? I kept my voice steady. I've accepted a teaching fellowship. I'm moving to New Zealand in 3 weeks. Silence. Complete silence. Mom's fork clattered onto her plate. What? You can't. Brianna's engagement party is in 4 weeks. I know. Brianna stared at me. So you're just leaving? Right before my party? Yes. Dad finally looked up. What kind of fellowship? I slid the folder across the table. Acceptance letter, program details, international coverage. He read aloud. 12 recipients. Out of 2,000 applicants. I found out 3 weeks ago, I said. During finals. Mom's voice rose. Why didn't you tell us? I met her eyes. I tried. I texted about the interviews, the application, all of it. You never asked. Brianna leaned forward. That's not fair. We've been busy. My voice rose too. You called my graduation my college thing. You chose brunch over 4 years of my life. Mom reached for my hand. We were planning to celebrate you just later. When, Mom? When would it be convenient? When Brianna didn't need something. Dad's face hardened. Don't speak to your mother that way. I pulled my hand back. I'm not angry. I'm just done waiting for you to notice me. I pulled out my phone, showed them the screenshots, the group chat, the college thing comment, the cancellation text. I have every message, I said quietly. Every time I asked you to show up. Every time you picked her. Brianna's eyes filled with tears. You're making me the villain. My voice softened. No, I'm just finally telling the truth. Mom tried guilt. So you're abandoning your family for some job? I looked at her. Really looked at her. You abandoned me first. I just stopped chasing. I showed them Dr. Cartwright's recommendation letter. One visible line. Emma's resilience despite lack of family support is extraordinary. Dad's face went red. Your professor knows we didn't show up? Everyone knows. Because I stopped lying to cover for you. No one yelled. No one made a scene. But the weight in that booth was crushing. I stood. I leave Friday. I'll send you my address if you want it. But I'm done making myself smaller to fit your priorities. I walked out. Left them sitting there, frozen, as reality finally landed. 4 weeks later, I was settled in Auckland, teaching my first class. I sent one photo to the family group chat. My classroom. Students' artwork covering the walls. A view of the harbor through the windows. The chat went silent for 3 days. Then Mom texted privately. I'm sorry we weren't there for your graduation. I replied. I know you are. I didn't forgive her instantly. But I didn't engage the anger either. Brianna messaged next. I didn't realize how invisible we made you feel. I'm really sorry, Em. I appreciated it. But words weren't enough yet. Dad didn't apologize directly. He sent a news article about the fellowship program. My name was mentioned. No comment attached. But it was the first time he'd ever Googled my accomplishments. And I realized something. I didn't need their approval anymore. After class, my students ran up to me. Miss Emma, that was so fun. That validation mattered. That was real. I stood at my apartment window that evening, looking out at the city lights, the harbor glowing in the distance, and I smiled. For once, their silence didn't hurt me. It freed me. I finally understood I didn't need their approval to know I mattered. I just needed my own. If this story hit close to home, do me a favor. Hit subscribe and drop a comment telling me where you're watching from. I actually read them all. Have you ever had to choose yourself over family expectations? Tell me your story below. You're not alone in this. And if you're the one being overlooked right now, listen to me. Your worth isn't measured by who shows up. It's proven by who you become anyway. Thanks for being here. See you next time.